Hi, I'm Ron Van Dam, and I have a pimple on my ass that won't seem to go away, and it's called Donald Trump.
Do you find yourself feeling depressed, hopeless, having trouble sleeping, struggling with frequent panic attacks, irritability, constant arguments with family?
I know Dad did too. I know that.
Friends, or even friends of friends on Facebook. Yelling at your phone or computer screen.
Unbelievable.
And the constant urge to pull out your hair. If any of these sound familiar, you may be suffering from TIAD, or Trump-induced anxiety disorder. Impichara may help. Impichara is a prescription medication that may alleviate many symptoms of TIAD. Impichara works on your brain's neurotransmitters and optical receptors, convincing you that Donald Trump has already been impeached. Not all patients have the same reactions, and results may vary.
Okay.
Side effects may include elation, the ability to focus on work and family again, and reconnecting with people you called ignorant fuckfaces on social media.
Boom.
Women that are pregnant or nursing should ask their doctor, as well as their state legislators, if they are allowed to take this medicine. Impichara is not approved for children or adolescents under voting age and should not be taken by those in favor of the current administration, for it may cause thoughts of suicide or spontaneous bowel movements. In rare cases, people have developed a skin condition known as Cheeto face. Tell your doctor right away if you have thoughts of comb-overs or experience a reduction in the size of your hands. Before you decrease or stop taking Impichara, make sure you have disabled instant news alerts on all of your mobile devices.
Things got pretty dark there for a while, but thanks to Impichara, I've elected to be happy. Nice shot.
Talk to your doctor to see if Impichara might be right for you.
Go again.
Also, do it fairly soon before you lose your health insurance.
On the air everywhere, this is New England Broadcasting.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Oh boy, that's exciting.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Hey, welcome to the program. It's the Ron Van Dam Show. I am the person to which that refers to. Thanks for stopping by. You can hang your coat up over there. Actually, put it on the bed. I never go to a party at somebody's house in the winter because I refuse to put my coat on their bed. I don't know what's been going on that bed, if you know what I'm saying. I refuse to throw my coat into a pile of other coats. And then at the end of the night, we're going to hardly walk. I have to find my coat on the top of a bed. No, not for me. You ever go to somebody's house and they ask you to take your shoes off? You know, walk around in your stocking feet there, your socks, because they don't want to get their floors scuffed? Don't have anybody over ever, okay? Did you ever by mistake, in a heat of passion, have sex with your partner and you forgot to take your socks off, and then you said to yourself, oh my God, what am I doing? If you're completely naked but you still have your socks on, are you completely naked? That's enough. That'll do it. That's enough. Thank you, but that's enough. That'll be enough. Thank you very much. Hey, welcome to the program. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you can stay a little while. Indeed, take your shoes off. Okay. Oh, man. When I sit down to do this show, my intent is to entertain you, like some pathetic little tap dancer. But I can't do that these days without first saying how upset I am about this guy who sits in the White House and his only agenda is to prop himself up and fuck everybody else. If you don't believe me, just look. It doesn't take a lot. Look, the only people that defend Trump at this point are the ones that voted for him and are too embarrassed to admit it. They made such a spectacle of it that now, I was wrong. You can't. If you support Trump, then you support the fact that you're never wrong. Because that's what Trump does. He's never wrong. And that's you too, if you voted for him. And yeah, but the economy is good, Ron. All right, let me just take care of that argument for a second. The economy is not that good. The economy was growing like an incredible rocket to the solar system under Obama. I don't want to bring him into it. He had nothing to do with this right now. The economy was soaring then. Trump becomes president. They say, the guy who is this successful building real estate mogul is the president, and obviously he must know how to run an economy. Why, he's gone bankrupt only 7 times. I don't know if it's 7. I know it's at least 3. Anyway, so this is going to be good. So the economy got a little bit of a boost, okay? Well, then Trump just started spending money off the charts. Biggest deficit in this country. Republicans are known to be fiscal conservatives. That's part of their deal. And yet their president is like blowing that whole deal. We are more in deficit than we ever have been in the history of this country. So that didn't work out too well. So the stock market starts getting a little queasy about it, and then Trump starts dicking around with trade agreements and nuclear treaties and all that kind of stuff. He gets his little fingers in all those pies from financial standpoints, and the economy goes, this could be trouble. And this particular calendar year, you probably know that recently the decline in the stock market erased all the gains from the entire year. And the market goes up and the market goes down. So there's your little market thing going on there. Unless you play the stock market and are a frequent trader, you not understanding that things are not working out here. They're going the wrong way. Point number 2, which I want you to understand. If you have a job, and most people do, let me tackle that part first. The unemployment rate is 3-point-something, the lowest it's ever been granted. What job do you have? Walmart? Working the counter at CVS? How many jobs do you have in order to pay your bills? Are you sitting at your kitchen table paying bills, assuming that's where you pay your bills, at the kitchen table? I don't know why, Are you telling me that, I'm just writing, I'm just fine, I can pay everything, I don't even think twice about it? No, you're struggling. Even now you're struggling. So how can the economy be so great and you're struggling? You all have to have jobs. You all have to have good paying jobs. Your rents, the prices of houses are all going up. They're higher and higher and higher every time you turn around. What's your paycheck like, baby? Did you get a raise this year? Yeah, I got a little raise. Oh, good. That's good. Yeah, I'm making more than I was last year and more than the year before that, so I guess things are working out. Oh, really? Check your bills. Those are going up too. Those are going up faster than your salary is. So you take a look at it that way. Your salary went up a little bit. Your bills and your cost of goods and everything you buy went up a lot. Your electric bill, your gas bill, your everything bill, your property tax, everything you buy in a store, food, you name it, has all gone up incrementally high. Your paycheck did not go up that high. So now you're behind again, more than you were before. Now you better get 6 part-time jobs. Oh, I'm employed. Oh, boy, am I employed. I have to have a lot of jobs just to make ends meet. Yeah, because the prices of everything are going up. You're not ahead of the game. You're behind it. This big tax break. Yeah, the tax break was for the richer people. You got a little bit of a tax break. Did it help you much? Well, actually, no. It just sent the country in more of a deficit. And Donald, you can't just stand there as a country and declare bankruptcy. This is a country. It's not a real estate deal. Okay, Don? Different rules. There's people that live in this building. And Don, you always forget about the people living in the building. All you care about is the building and how much money you can make off the building. The people inside it, you don't give a crap about them. So, the economy is great? No, it's not. It's not. And most forecasters say it's not going to get better. It's going to start to get worse. Now Donald has started to play into international affairs by breaking nuclear treaties, breaking alliances with some of our greatest allies, not showing up for conferences on climate change and making this planet more livable before it becomes less livable, which it already is. He doesn't even show up for those meetings. And now he has basically put his thumbprint on the Turkish invasion into the Kurds' territory, where the Kurds had helped the United States defeat ISIS. Well, now the Kurds are being slaughtered. Our allies are being slaughtered. Donald Trump actually says, the Kurds, yeah, we work with them to defeat ISIS. But I got to tell you, back when we were storming the beaches of Normandy in World War II, where were the Kurds then? Where were the Kurds then? The hell did that have to do with Normandy in World War II? Nobody even knew what a Kurd was in World War II. What are you talking about, Donald? That's the point that I'm making. Donald is the most ignorant leader anywhere. He cannot understand anything. He can't process anything. He does everything on a whim. He announces everything in a tweet. He is legitimately stupid. He can't read. He doesn't read. He hears things and relays them as fact and acts upon them as fact just because someone said something. Whether it be a conspiracy theory or somebody that he heard muttering in the street or something on Fox News. This is a dangerous time, ladies and gentlemen. The guy's got at least another year in office, and he's already started to show that he's going to screw everything up. Even the Republicans in Congress are blasting Trumpy now because of this move that he made with the Kurds. Our allies, he has now drawn our support troops out, and our allies, the Kurds, who helped us defeat ISIS, are being slaughtered by a Turkish invasion that Trump knew was going to occur. He even announced it. And that means, as all Republican leaders know and have voiced, that means the resurgence of ISIS. Isn't that wonderful? For the first time, Republicans in unity have yelled, "Oh my God, what the fuck are you doing?" So, thank you for letting me spout. I don't know where you get your news. Again, I say this all the time. Don't get it from me. But I got to do this to make sure that a lot of my listeners know that they should really research what's going on and not just sit there and play with their you-know-whats. Okay, thank you very much for listening to me. You're really kind of nice people, to be honest with you. You're really nice. And as I always say,
when you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you.
Ron Van Dam likes to treat every listener as someone with whom he is having an intimate, personal relationship. Although no money changes hands, there are fewer sticky bodily fluids, about half as many apologies, and he probably won't have to get rid of your body in the long run. Other than that, it's a pretty standard relationship for Ron. You're listening to The Ron Van Dam Show.
We have a great interview coming up shortly. We're going to talk to the people from PETA, not Peter, PETA. That's the protection people who protect animals. There's always something horrible going on with animals. If you have a pet of any sort, even a turtle, you will understand that you don't want animals tortured for... half the time they do research on animals, it's for a stupid reason. It's stupid. Hey, why don't you just do experiments on humans? I mean, seriously. Find the real stupid ones. There's plenty to choose from. Just go to the White House. Do experiments on them. They're dispensable. Why not? Don't do it on poor animals who don't know what the hell's going on. Do it on people. Anyway, not any person, though. People that say, okay, you can experiment on me. Those people. And there's plenty of them. Oh, my God, there's so many of them. You can do experiments on people if they volunteer. Do it. Come on. It's for the good of the human race. Don't experiment on dogs and monkeys and gerbils and things like. Come, leave those little suckers alone. They didn't do anything to you. Did I ever tell you my fly story? No? Yes? I can't hear you. I know you're talking to me, but I can't hear you. That speaker's a one-way thing. I don't care how many speakers you have. It's a one-way deal. It's not a telephone. I will not kill a fly unless it's a mosquito, which would make it not a fly. Flies, really. Black flies, they're in Vermont, they and Maine and stuff. They'll actually bite you. They are to die. But regular house flies, I can't kill them. They're just they fly. They're named after what they do. They fly. Let them do so. When there's a fly trapped in my house, I don't kill them. They're stuck in my house. They don't want to be in my house. They're not looking for food. They want to get the hell out of my house. So I open the window, and they will virtually fly away. Some stupid flies, the window can be open, and they don't even understand what's going on. Those are Trump flies, I call them. But most flies will say, my God, thank you, human being, thank you. And then he's happy, you're happy, everybody's happy. He or she, I don't know if they have sexes or not. I'm not that into fly management. Sometimes I'll actually trap a fly. I'll get a cup and a piece of paper, and I will trap a fly and then put that paper in there, and I will walk the fly out. And I know the fly is saying to myself, my God, that was a nice human being. That human being is so considerate of me. Now I'm free and I can fly again. Killing a fly is such an awful thing to do. It's what they call bad karma. Karma. I don't know what it is. All I know is it's bad. There's bad karma, which I don't like, and there's good karma, which I tend to enjoy. So I do things that I think are very humanly wonderful. So I will save a fly any chance I can get. Have I killed the flies before in my life? I have, and I have repented. I will not kill another fly. They buzz around your face. They're always landing on you. They're not landing on you to bother you. They love you. They're trying to love you. That's the way I look at it. So I try to shoo them away. When there's a fly in a restaurant and I'm trying to eat my food, I feel angry about the fly, but then I say to myself, I shouldn't be angry at the fly. I should be angry at the management in the restaurant. Look, it's all how you view things. Well, this has been a lead up to our conversation with the PETA people, the PETA people. Leave the animals alone. Stop doing tests on them and screwing with them. They have their own lives, their own kingdoms. You know, the planet is not for us. Human beings have evolved. Well, have they evolved or not? I think we're devolving, to be honest with. I am convinced we are devolving. We have reached a point where we think we are king shits and everything else is beneath us. And now we're devolving into these horrible, angry entities as opposed to peace-loving, thankful species. The hell's wrong with us? You, not me. Let the animals do their thing. Let them have their lives, their kingdoms, their things. We're supposed to be sharing this. Just because you can talk and you know, eat spaghetti doesn't mean that you're the kings. Actually, you have the knowledge and intelligence to destroy yourself, and that's exactly what you're doing. Give somebody the power, and they will abuse it. Donald. All right, man, what the hell's wrong with me today, huh? I seem to be quite upset today. You know what I need? A drink. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Hey, are you looking for wine? You got a party coming up or something? Special occasion stuff, and you need wine? Well, you need to come on over to Jimmy's Wine-O-Rama and get some. I'm Jimmy. Hey, how are you? I've got all the best wine, and I have personally tried each and every one of them a number of times because I'm Jimmy. Hey, how are you? Jimmy's Wine-O-Rama, that's me, and it's the place to get wine. I'm an expert. We have specials this week. Cabernet Sauvignon. It's red wine, and it's like $10. Or maybe you want to be drinking Pinot Perino. It's white, chicks like it, and it's $7. So you come here. It's Jimmy's Wine-O-Rama. It's wine, bunch of it. I'm Jimmy, and I may have a problem, but you won't have any problem saving money on wine at Jimmy's Wino-Rama. I'm Jimmy. Hey, how are you? I think I already said that. Did I say that already? I said that already.
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Roe. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
Not so bad at all. Dr. Katherine Roe joins us. She's a research associate with the Laboratory Investigations Department of People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. We know them as PETA. And she joins us now to talk about, update us on what's going on as far as that's concerned. We're talking today about something called swim tests. And I don't think most people understand exactly what that is in connection with the treatment of animals.
Right. Well, the forced swim test is a cruel experiment that absolutely torments animals and actually hinders progress in our understanding of depression. And what happens in these tests is that mice, rats, guinea pigs, gerbils, hamsters, small vulnerable animals are dropped into inescapable tanks of water.
What?
And you can see, we have videos of these experiments that your listeners can see for themselves at PETA.org. And what they'll see is that these poor animals are paddling furiously, trying to escape these beakers, desperately trying to keep their heads above water. And what we know is that these experiments are taking place at both the National Institute of Mental Health as well as several pharmaceutical companies. And what we'd like to do is ask the public's help in ending these experiments. They're cruel, they're outdated, and they do not forward our understanding of depression.
This is done in the name of understanding depression in humans. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. Believe it or not, 50 years ago, when these tests were first developed, experimenters thought that by forcing animals into situations where they could not escape their own fear and pain and terror, they could induce depression in these animals and study depression in these animals. Now, of course, in today's science, we know that these experiments do not induce depression. They cannot help us test for antidepressant activity in new compounds. They're just a waste of taxpayer money, and we'd like our listeners to, help PETA end these experiments and use the resources that are being used for these experiments in more human relevant research.
I don't even understand the relevance of scaring an animal of drowning relating to depression. I don't even get it. Is this being done internationally or in this country? Where is this prevalent?
It is being done internationally and in this country. Luckily, after talking to PETA, numerous pharmaceutical companies, including Johnson & Johnson, AbbVie, AstraZeneca, agree with PETA that this is no longer a useful test. It's cruel. It's not helping advance our science. And they've agreed to end these experiments. Unfortunately, Pfizer, Eli Lilly, and Bristol Myers Squibb are still conducting these ridiculous experiments. And so listeners can also go to PETA.org and ask those three pharmaceuticals to stop these experiments, because you're correct. They have no relevance to human depression.
I'm floored by this. I don't get it. Why doesn't PETA buy some national airtime and just like a 15-second spot tell the whole nation or show the whole nation what these animals are being subjected to for what reasons? I mean, I don't think you need a reason, but I mean, even if you did, wouldn't that just seal the deal if everybody knew about it nationally?
I think that would help, and that's part of the reason why we are going to more local radio stations, and we do have international websites and radio stations who are also covering this topic.
Well.
The National Institute of Mental Health director himself had said that these experiments are not a valid way to study depression, and yet the National Institute of Mental Health continues to fund these experiments. So that's why we are reaching out to the public with any method that we can, because this is their taxpayer money. The National Institute of Mental Health spent $18 million in 2018 alone on these useless and cruel experiments. And this is money that could be used towards more relevant and more humane research methods. Human neuroimaging, 3D models of the brain, mathematical and computer models are all much better much better ways to study depression.
Of course, I don't understand this. What this has to do with the animal? I don't get it. But again, I mean, spreading it on radio and other methods, wonderful. But I think this is a television where all you have to do is see 5 seconds of an animal struggling not to drown, and then I think it's a done deal. Anyway.
I think that's a great idea. No, thank you for that idea. I think it's a great idea because, like you said, I think people, when they see these animals struggling, which they can do at PETA.org, but also when they realize that experimenters are using this to study depression and how absurd that is, they would be willing to speak out and talk to these companies and talk to the National Institute of Mental Health and say, stop wasting our money, stop harming animals, stop.
Well, doctor, it's not even a question of telling them that it's wrong. It's a question of not buying their product and shaming them. That's really actually more effective because that's what the American public is really supposed to do, make their choices. And
exactly.
That's how things stop. Yeah.
Exactly. And we've made it fairly easy for listeners who are interested in stopping these experiments. And if they go to PETA.org, in just a couple of seconds, they can contact both Bristol Myers Squibb, Pfizer, Eli Lilly, and the National Institute of Mental Health and say, stop conducting these experiments. We're your customers, we're the taxpayers, and we don't support this anymore.
I'd say if you don't stop, then I stop buying. That's what
exactly.
I would, yeah. That's what we have the right and freedom to do. Okay, this is awful, but this isn't the end of the line. It's not just that. Thank you to PETA for watching out for animals, because a lot of the public doesn't really know what's going on behind closed doors.
I think that's right. I think that a lot of the videos that we obtain, we have to get through Freedom of Information requests. And once listeners see those videos and see what actually goes on behind closed doors, they are appalled. Yeah. And I think they're equally appalled when they realize how irrelevant so many of these experiments, like the forced swim test, are to human health.
Yeah.
They continue because the experimenters continue to get money, and that's why it's important for listeners to contact the National Institute of Mental Health, which funds these experiments. It's your money. It's taxpayer money that's being wasted on harming animals, and it's unnecessary.
You should be a segment on 60 Minutes. Who knows?
I would love that opportunity.
I would do it. I'll make some calls. Not that I'm that influential, but I mean, if they knew that if they saw the video, I'm sure they'd say this is a segment that, it's so convincing, we got to do this. So I hope that works. Anyway, okay, one more time where we can go for that information.
Yes, please go to PETA.org and ask the National Institute of Mental Health, as well as pharmaceutical companies Bristol Myers Squibb, Eli Lilly, and Pfizer, to join numerous other pharmaceutical companies and scientists in banning the forced swim test.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you for your time, Doctor.
Thank you for your time.
You take care now. Bye-bye.
You too. Thanks again.
Okay. Well, there you go. I am done for today. I'll be back again tomorrow with a brand new show. Will you join me then? Please. Okay. I hate to grovel, but please. I'll be with you again tomorrow. Anytime, time of your choice. I don't really even care. Right here on this platform, wherever it may be. iHeartRadio. Yeah, we're on that. iTunes, TuneIn Radio, Radio Public, we're on that thing. YouTube every day. Podbean Network, you bet. SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Podbay.